Hi, it's Beezy. It is April 16th, 2022, and it's day 34. And long day. Long day at work. Hi, Rosie's come on with us. Let's see. Well, she's running around. Um, Long day at work, and there never seems to be enough time to do everything. Um, Anyways, so I'm squeaking in all this stuff. It's super late at night. It's almost not the 16th anymore. But I did have an exciting thing today. For me, it was exciting. It was actually a way to test some of the packing. And I had to been having to go to the grocery store and get a few things. I don't know, since Wednesday, and finally got around to it today because it takes a while to get just to get into town, about 30 minutes, and 30 minutes to get back, and then shopping. So it took longer than I wanted, but I left right after work, took the dogs for a run, and then left right after work and decided to take them with me. So what I was testing not only was going to um, get a few things, groceries. I had bought some hard sided containers, which I decided a friend helped me with the floor, the fake floor. Decided that really most of the hard containers aren't a good idea because it just wasn't going to work, and I could get more stuff in the flexible way. I still have to actually figure it all out and get them in. But like I had said, I think it was yesterday that I packed, or 2 days ago, that I packed the cab of the truck. So I got the photography equipment and all the photography equipment, and um, room for the I tested it, room for the laptops, and the pieces of eights stowed, for when things change over. And then in the back, in the back of the cab, I have the refrigerator, car refrigerator, which is kind of long. I think it's 23 inches long or something. And that's secured on the far passenger side. And then I made the false floor, which, so all the stuff that I thought I had to, you know, give away to the thrift shop or whatever, Irish sweaters and all sorts of good stuff, blankets and everything, which would come in handy and useful. They're now the false floor in heavy duty, soft sided bags with a nice, like a canvas top. So anyway, so I decided, okay, well, I'm going to combine going to town and having to get some things, returning some of the. I've somehow lost one of the receipts, so I can't return two of them. It's $30, but $30 is $30. Anyway, so I don't get to do that. But one of the containers I'm not returning is actually going with me temporarily because that's where all the big heavy crystals are in, and really heavy, and that'll be offloaded. So it just has to drive a ways to the cabin, and the ways to the compound, RV, private RV compound kind of campground that I'm staying at for May. And my friend Barbara said that she will very graciously store that for me. So I'll either ship it or whatever. So that's going. So it just leaves the one that I'll maybe use or leave behind. So I went to town and decided to take the dogs with me so I could test out, how do they like the back? Can they jump up in it? Hadn't tested it yet. So it's not perfectly clean anymore. I tried wiping the paws before they get in because it was a little muddy, but not too bad. And so they rode, they liked it. Keegan thought, oh, well, this is great. I'm going to dig a little, make improve the soft bed even more. I said, no, we're gonna really try not to do that. So they were good, they were comfortable, and I only had 3 stops, but it took longer. Apparently, Saturday night is the time to go to do all these things. Who knew? Wrong time to do it. That's what I had. So I returned the container, so that was good. Got a few groceries there. Actually, got more. What do you call it? It's like repelling cord. I don't know if it's actually repelling cord, but heavy, so that my friend's going to show me how to lash down on the roof rack, how to lash down the simple pop-up canopy, and hopefully it'll work. I haven't tried it yet. The Xander's dog crate, and then my heavy duty X pens, which can be like a yard I can put up and around the campsite. So the dogs don't have to be tied all the time. And they're good, they'll respect that. So hopefully I can get that to fit in this bag that I got, and then I can be shown how the proper knots or stuff that I can keep that up there so I'm not, having this trajectory, going off the truck. So that was great because I got to test the front out and with where everything was stowed so it's not shaking or rattling. Actually, when I got home from going to town and doing this town run, I was thinking about something. Oh, my headlights didn't seem to be, it wasn't quite dark yet, but they just, everybody coming at me, their headlights seemed bright, even though it's like that twilight. And mine said they were on, but they didn't seem like they were shining. I didn't see pools of light. And I thought, I wonder what that is. Well, everything says it's on, so I'm going to trust that it's on, and it's not dark yet anyway. So technically, if they're not on, I'm not in violation. But I decided, well, I need to get the big manual for the truck out of the glove compartment, which I've now barricaded in with all this stuff so that it's handy. And when I did that, I thought, well, this is a good test. So by the time I did get home, it was darker twilight. And I thought, well, I'm just going to go over there, have my flashlight, and I'm going to open the passenger side door in the front, and I'm going to carefully take out the big basket of all the big camera lenses that I have and the backpack of all the camera bodies and that kind of stuff. Took that out, put that down. And there was only one little piece that shifted, which was my small kind of super padded container for the small gimbal handheld camera. And that kind of tumbled out. I think it hit my leg and then came down. So it wasn't a hard landing. I think that should be okay. I have to take it out tomorrow and look at it, but everything seemed okay. But the good thing was it didn't all, come falling out. And there's a lot of stuff that's very strategically stacked in there. So I was able to take two pieces out. I'll have to remember not next time to be more careful with the last piece. Open up the glove compartment, get the thing out, and put it back in. And so for me, that was a test of I'm tired. It's not great light. Can I do this? And it's not a house of cards falling down. So that was pretty successful. One little mix up, but that's good. And put it all back, and everything sat properly. It all fit again. So I have it kind of wedged and set. So that was very good. And the back seat was great. The refrigerator didn't move at all. I had put a little thing. There's a keypad on it that really isn't good to have paws standing on it. So I had some bubble wrap. I put it on. It's got a cover on it. I put it under the cover so it sits on the keypad. So if paw gets up there, and then I have a little dog sleeping bag which I just rolled up there. So all that fit right. They were happy. They were safe and everything's good. The back of the truck locked, and the shell. So that was a test on everything, and that went well. And then there was one other part. Just the idea of, well, okay, if the front seat, there's no more room to put stuff in the front seat, and the back seat of the front, there's the dog. So I'm traveling. I'm on the road. I'm living in the truck now, and so I can't. If I'm getting supplies or something, I can't put anything in the. With a few exceptions, I can't put anything in the back seat. So where do I put these purchases? And so it gave me a dry run, kind of like, that's it. You're on the road. This is the sum total of room you have. And I was starting to think about the few groceries. Well, what would I buy so I don't have to go all the time and drive and waste gas just doing something boring like going to the grocery store. So it was a dry run of sorts to do that. And it's so interesting. It's in a way deconstructing all of the normal routine things in life that you just take for granted. Running to the grocery store and just bring it home and put it in the cabinet. You bring it home and put it in the icebox. Well, okay, I don't have any cabinets or won't in a few minutes. And my refrigerator ice box is 24 quarts. Um, that's the container size. I'm not sure what that actually works out to. So you think about different sizes that you buy in, and then I'm thinking about, um, how can I continue to eat really well in a similar way I do. It's been about a year and a half now where I don't eat meat anymore. I don't say, well, I've given up meat. It doesn't appeal to me, and so I do different things for protein and stuff like that, amino acids and really good fruits and vegetables. And so kind of thinking about that. And now, when I do, and I'm a great cook, but when I do cook now, how am I doing it? Well, how am I going to do it outside? So I've got to cool myself. So just kind of thinking about that in a dry run where I can come home and still have something to cook on right now and still have not quite so pared down, but getting the habit of, okay, here now, put this from an intellectual exercise into practical, and put this into a plan where it's fun, where where it's not just eating something because you have to eat something so you can survive, but so it's a very interesting thing, and it goes back to something I talked about a couple of days ago, where um, how much of our time, how much of our life, how much of the flow of what goes on day to day do we spend doing, exerting, expending energy, resources, time, all that kind of stuff mindlessly, where we're not thinking about it, where we just make something because we're tired, or there's all sorts of kind of euphemisms in the language of the old false construct that as a general most of us use, and we're not even thinking about it. And this whole process, I mean, this whole process has done a lot, but this whole process has brought some of that forward of just how much are we on autopilot, and are we not thinking about what we're doing or how we're doing, or we're just expending energy and resources, energy in our time or effort or mental or emotional or physical output that we're putting in. Are we getting something for it? Are we getting enjoyment? Are we getting ease? Are we getting solution energy? Are we getting benefits? Are we giving value? But a lot of it, and it isn't all negative by any means, but it's unconscious. And when we're in a position where we're choosing the bigger thing, we're choosing the bigger picture, we're choosing to be happy and go for something that's in the flow of what we really want. And so that means we shift our perception on things. It means we're more focused on how we do things. It means we're choosing, and we're making choices. It's interesting. It's easy to look at the frame of, well, that's a hard choice, or I certainly wouldn't live in my car and blah, blah, blah. Well, hey, yeah. Me either. Except I am, because the choice to not live in my car, but the choice to not move from here, and to not be all that I can be, and to not I don't know how to phrase it right. This is not the right negative or positive, but to no longer settle. It's interesting. I've done this another time before in my life when I was getting divorced, but because that's the illusion. What I have been living and doing is the illusion. And the last couple of days at work, it's just more and more, if it wasn't already indelibly ingrained in me, that the lack of appreciation from the business and whatever to me, or the amount of diminishing that has occurred. And this isn't just me, this is in the scope of all of this illusion of what it is. So it's just, it's very coming in a very poignant way, how with clarity. One easy one is what I really don't want at all anymore, and what I will no longer tolerate it anymore. And in a more joyful way is what I really want, even if I'm not certain what that is, even if I'm not certain, because it's walking into the unknown or what the possibilities are. But I know that this is not it, because the perceived safety of, you got a tiny house. Yes, it's a beautiful place to look at the nature and the mountains and all that kind of stuff, and kind of friendly people, and regular money you can count on coming in. But when you look at what I am exchanging for that, what I am giving up for that, what I am, my constraints of that are, then the illusion very quickly becomes very tangible and very evident. And it's a losing proposition, because, hey, I woke up and I don't want to do that. I want more. I want to have that aliveness. So anyways, this something about today, and having a long work day and the way it happened, and I'm having these conversations with some of the people who are going to take over, do some of what I'm doing. They're like, well, yeah, what you do here is, that's important. I said, well, yes, but someone has to do it. That's the thing, because it's dealing with, it's taking care of, it's growing things. There are various different tasks, but they're alive. And you can't just work so many hours and get it done and then come back, after the weekend. I don't get weekends off, but come after whatever the 2 days off is, or so on and so forth, and pick it up again, because all of what I do is working in various forms and shapes and things of things that are alive. So animals, people, um, the aesthetic, plants, growing food. So it's a combination of all those different things, and I'm very good at that, and I'm very good at making the whole thing work. But you can't just say, "But okay, time to clock out," and or making things, whether it's the cider or the beer, or all sorts of different things. It takes as long as it takes, and it gets done when it gets done. So that's just a metaphor for how how we want to flow with what is. And I guess another metaphor, an actual literal thing, is for the value, the exchange of value. And where is that real flow, where what we are doing feeds us, yes, in food, money to buy food, but enlivens us and enriches us, so that we're not just a body in a cog, in a wheel, in a thing to make someone else's life great, because that's part of the job, or however that phrase is. And is yours really great while you do it? So that's interesting. So it really is all of this that I'm talking about, and kind of got highlighted today with these tests and everything, is, are you valuing yourself? Are you valuing what you're doing? Are you giving value and receiving value for the life force energy that you exchange? We have this phrase, my time is valuable, it's worth money. Well, no. Your time is invaluable. It cannot be valued. There's no price that can be put on it, because it's not your time, which doesn't exist. It's your life force energy. It's your heart and your soul and your experience through life. And so you're the one who sets a value that's reciprocal for you in how you're exchanging it. And in these moments, with the old system unwinding and unbinding, we're coming face to face with, is that working for me? Am I being enriched in whatever ways that are important and valuable and reciprocal and a flow for me? And is all of what I desire, of all of what I want to give and receive and create and flourish in and be of service to, however you're going to phrase it, is that truly begetting more for you, more for your family, whatever that looks like, more for being alive and in the flow and in creation, for how you're being of service, what you're doing, all of it? Or is it just this routine that you're in, and you're just kind of going through to do it because it's what you've done for a while, or it's just the way it is, or you feel stuck here, or whatever it is. Everybody's situation is going to be different, but that exchange is the same. And how, when you go and look at something that you want to purchase because you would like it, or you need it, or it's a resource, or it's like the food as example, or it's an exchange of value, whatever it is, are you honoring that very connection with that person? Maybe, like it's a business, and I'm starting my business and working with ideas. How can I not sell something? I don't look at it as selling. I look at it as, how can what I'm being enjoying or inspired to create, is that being of service? So is that giving something that's doing the same thing that I'm talking about, where there's an exchange of value, there's a reciprocal thing that enlivens someone because it's a solution, or because it's fun and they want to experience that and learn something, or because it's, I don't know, give an example of what my lighting code of photography, and it's just pretty for them to look at. It enriches their environment or their meaning and connecting it, and it's encoded, that's awakening and enlivening them. It's a whole range of things with what I'm doing and bringing forward, but in all of us. So it I'm experiencing this in real time, very intimately, because I'm choosing all this and choosing what I no longer is enough, and what no longer is really acknowledging, going, wake up, I don't want to do that. That's not a reciprocal exchange. And my life is very complex. It has lots of richness in different ways, and so that may mean different things when I'm talking about it. But I'm starting to really actively recognize it and choosing in every moment. And yeah, sometimes it feels like there's a lot of stuff I got to choose and get rid of, or reshape, or reconfigure. And yes, because I haven't been paying attention that makes sense for me for a long time, because I was just doing the different things and doing whatever I was doing. And now I'm looking at, and I'm valuing me more. So I'm valuing how I'm exchanging different things, and I'm looking at what is core value. So being of service, or being inspired by an idea, and think, oh, that's something I like to play with, and that's something I like to create, and because it's fun to do it. And when I can meet that with another value, is where I can be of service and have fun energy that turns in for someone else, a game, or a playing, or a waking up, or turning on superpowers, or shifting blocks in a mindset, or all manner of things, or just pure pleasure of, again, the example of the light and code of photography, or other things. Where does my joy, bliss, sheer fun. Hey, this is cool, of creating, inspiring, being inspired, and having inspiration and giving inspiration. Where does that meet? Because I want to do this in, not in a job anymore, but in a business. But even if I was doing freelance work, or even if I was doing contract work, or even if I was doing, kind of piece work where someone else is paying me to do something, but in a whole new way, that it's on fully on my terms, where there's an exchange of value. And so, on the one hand, just like out there, in the outside world, my tiny house, which didn't have a lot of stuff in it and was pretty nice and neat and organized, but lived in with dog toys on the floor, looks like now every tiny little space, which are rooms, but is like there's stuff everywhere, and it's seemingly disorganized, although in the chaos, like a messy desk, I know exactly where everything is, and I actually have a plan, and I'm working through it. But boy, it doesn't look like it sometimes, just like out there. And all of this is happening because my vibration is getting larger and larger and larger, and expanding more and more, and vibrating at a more enlivened and expansive rate. It's shaken everything, everything up. And so part of that is perceived looking of chaos. Part of that is perceived disheveled and out of place. But really, what I'm doing is looking at all of that. The vibration is then now showing me in physical, tangible ways, in perceived ways, in energy flow ways, in looking and measuring with my sensory array the aliveness that it has itself, that it gives me, that I give it, that I can put my aliveness together with that resource or component or intangible or tangible thing, and co-create then where someone else meets it, and it's a cool product or service, or a fun thing that I'm making that they want to have in their life, and in different iterations. And so I'm in the part now where that's all happened, and now I'm sorting and sifting and packing what I want internally, in my vibration, in my feelings and emotions, and all of my mental, electromagnetic, physiological, all those bodies, in the truck body, right? That is going to be an extension of me. And what I want to just give away, or if I choose to sell, and someone meets that, or throw away, or reuse, or have someone use it. So it's giving away to a place to, um, and it's a amazing metaphor, yet it's also a tangible, hey, it's a process, I gotta figure it all out. And for life, my life, but all life in general, how I'm doing it, and how I will now set a template, set fierce boundaries that are from not you know um shielding, but really of expansion and love and possibilities, and becoming this fully amazing being, just at the very start of this true journey of waking up into this amazing being, and all the capabilities known, hinted at, felt at, being shown at, guided to, and completely unknown, but can feel them out there, right? Because I am stepping fully into my chariot. Sorry, my voice is tired, I think. In a chariot into the new earth, the new vibrational landscape, more than simply leaving the job and changing, everything, and moving to whatever is next, right? In an unconventional and seemingly unwanted, or certainly not scripted that way, to be living in the truck. But it's way beyond that. It's like this um, it's this throwing it all up and saying no to the old, which is already crumbling down anyways. So I was at the choice point to do this, but it was happening whether I chose to leave anyways. It would still be happening because it's happening to every being on this planet. And it's happening to every being in all of Source's multiverses. Some have recognized it and seen it and are doing the choosing now. And some haven't. And some have in various different ways. But everything for everyone, every being, animal, vegetable, mineral, all of it in all realms is all changing. Because this magnificent step that we've gotten to is source wide. Because this quantum hyper accelerated newness, new beginning, next iteration, next generation, next octave of all of existence, no piece left behind, no thing in no thingness and thingness, tangibleness, everything is changing and reconfiguring. Whether you know it or not, understand it or not, believe it or not, it's so. And it's a little freaky. It's a little, scary, but it is so amazing when you touch it, when you even start to get a glimpse of it and see some of those pieces and shake up and go, oh, I don't need that. And we have realizations of just where and what and how and why and what the exchange is in your own life and every facet of it. And it's like, wow, no wonder I really don't like this. Or no wonder I'm tired. Or no wonder there isn't pleasure there. No wonder I feel like I am small or I can't do these different things. Not just me, but all beings. Because there hasn't been that true flow. It's been in the false construct, in the limitation that could be perceived that someone else has given us, or we've put in ourselves, or we've put in the groove, whatever it is. Everybody's going to be different, but there is in all things, there is a unity, there's a connectivity, that it's very big thread of all this for all things. And then there's the individualized, precious, beautiful singularity of what the actual shape looks like for each being. But we're rocketing forward in this amazing vibrational transformation that we can look at sometimes in the tangible, touchable sense, again, on all levels. We're rocketing through this. This is a transition and transformation for everyone, everything, and no thingness all at the same time. And so when you actually play with it, wherever you are, whatever you're choosing, hopefully conscious now, choosing at this moment, is the clarity of that, and just the amazing, cosmically delicious moldability and magical, practical magic of creation is being recognized. And in creation, that which is no longer supported vibrationally will come down, will be, at the final point, dematerialized. And how are you wanting to choose now and create your magnificence? Because it can't be in hiding anymore. It can't be in being small anymore. It can't be in the old flow of the old systems and the old structures, because they're all imploding. So we are, myself, all of us, not just on this planet, but all of us, all beings, all entities in all realms are in this transition and transformation phase where we are up leveling in the various ways that that is in all things, in form and no form simultaneously, because all of it is multidimensional and all of it is in this now moment. So the perceived past and future is all happening now, and you are your future self. And the reconfiguring, because there is only in the now moment of your past self. Whether you're in a realm that's a tangible physicality, corporeal realm, or various energetic flows of that, all at the same time. We are building, this is going to sound strange, but I don't know how else to phrase it. We are building molecule by molecule and nothingness molecule by nothingness molecule. And depending on where our perception is, some will seem to come, the molecule part will seem to come first, and but we're at a time. We're building the deconstruction of the old, wherever you are, whatever realm, whatever facet, right? We're deconstructing that now and building the new now, building the new frameworks, building the new consciousness expansion level, building the new amazingly gorgeous, God, the videos, the amazing, how to give words to something that is so beautiful. The iridescence and the effervescence, that's the word, the effervescence of that nothingness. Sorry, it is just gorgeous. I have to laugh. This was going to be a short one just about taking a grocery shop. This is one of these moments of the beauty of all that is. And source and love that you are, that I am, that we're part of, will bring you to your knees in the most amazing way. The sheer beauty of it. And magic of it. We are this. We do this now. We can't hide from it anymore. We're not small, no matter where we are in our beingness. And we can't even imagine, even in our most wildest imaginings, no matter where we are in our consciousness, how fantastical. Oh my gosh, how fantastical. How alive and colorful and vibrant and just amazing all that is, including me, you, and the possibilities and the creatabilities and the magic.
Someday soon I'll figure out how to take these videos and give them to you. It's astonishingly beautiful. And it's here right now. And it's coming whether we want it or not. It's coming whether we're ready for it or not. Thank goodness. But if we're entrenched in or stuck in or not ready for this, doesn't matter. It's coming. And it's so it's this wonderful combination of probably because it weaves all of it through of sweetness and comfort and joy and bright sunshine and amazing possibilities. And isn't that fun? And isn't that curious? And isn't that astonishingly beautiful and alive? And I mean, the English language just doesn't have the words, because a lot of the English language, well, any language, is part of a word spell and construct of all small and limiting. And so our scope and sensory arrays are used to being in that. Anyways, I'm going to end this here, but because it's way long, sorry. We're here now in this envelope that's opening up. This is the tail end of the full moon day. Easter is almost, I think I got a few seconds, almost tomorrow. And I'm not talking about the religious, I'm talking about the frequency of all of that, and that the days of darkness and the of light and becoming. We are becoming. Ready or not, we're becoming. We're becoming all of that energy. And for us, that chose and there was standing room only to get on this planet for this very reason. We are choosing to do it in an embody. So we are becoming this new being that is the physical and the non-physical, the multidimensional and the linear, the physical, all at the same time, with all of these amazing superpowers and this amazing love in this body. And we get to feel it and do it where other beings on different realms don't have that same fullness, that full measure of this new creation. The you, which was the etheric and non-physical, multi-dimensional, the illusory to physical eyes and all that stuff, and the you that's the tangible, that can walk and breathe and taste and touch and see and color and on a different level. Both of those things are dramatically hyper accelerating and expanding now, and coming into in your toroidal field, in your trinity of your heart and your soul and yourself, which is your spirit and all of that, your sourceness, right, is coming into this new being now, whether you're ready for it or not. So you can't brush aside how amazing you are any longer, and the beauty that you are and can create and co-create any longer. And the perceived chaos, whether it's in my tiny house or porch or anywhere else out there, is just that. It's the dust, it's the filings, it's the sorting and the sifting at a faster and faster and faster and faster and faster rate. And you notice how the last week is, and we know it was Friday and then it's Friday again, because we are spinning this out into our true frequency. And we ain't seen nothing yet. And what I'm seeing is pretty amazing stuff. And it's, like a few shavings of what's there. So that was my grocery trip. Hey, you should go grocery shopping for I just got a few things and it was really expensive and no meat or anything. But anyways, who knew you could have these kinds of epiphanies and true seeings? It's amazing. So play with that for yourself. What is what I've shared and said and brought forward? How are you feeling that within you, either directly just for me in this energetic envelope, in your own life, in your own knowing, even if you're not wanting to pay attention to your knowings and the full depth and breadth and scope of that? Meet it, play with it for just a moment. And I would really appreciate hearing, either by email or in the comments where this video is posted, or absolutely on the Living Life in HD site. What are you feeling and seeing? Share with me, because there's a reason that you're connecting with this now. It's amazingness and astonishingly beautifulness and love beyond comprehension of the vivaciousness of all that is in form and no form, coming right into your eyes, your form now. I love you.